Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Bell and Company.
Yes, it is Bell and Company. Yes, it is. It is another Bell and Company. I like to have my co-host there, Miss Libby Tartars, talking there.
Hi.
Hey, Libby, how you doing today?
Oh, good.
And also joining us all the time now, which is awesome, is Mr. Joe Brunker. Hey, Joe.
Yo.
How you doing this weekend? Good?
Doing all right. I mean, it was kind of a tiring week, and my girlfriend's been struggling out in Georgia right now because of all the hurricane
stuff. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
It's her power's still off at her house, so it's been pretty rough for her.
You're sending her candles?
She's got enough candles, but I'm gonna send her some things.
Cool.
Hopefully, it reaches her.
I thought you were going to say you're in you're doing that play you're in, or the movie you're shooting. What was that?
The Christmas Carol thing?
Yeah, that's been going on. Yeah.
No, something you did on Saturday.
Oh yeah, she was in it as well. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
We should bring our guest on right now, and I don't want to mess up your last name, but hello, Sandra. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. How do you say your last name?
Rzeczyca.
See, I definitely don't want to say that. I'll mess it up for sure. I'm good. Sandra's okay, right?
Yep, Sandra's fine.
So, welcome to the show, and it's all about Sandra. But I was going to bring up a couple things. One of them is I hope everybody's getting by okay. It's been a week now since the big hurricane hit. I mean, which surprised me. My friends in North Carolina are really struggling.
Yeah.
They're luckily in hotels about 30 minutes away.
And now Milton is on his way into Florida right now.
That's what I heard. I mean, can we just get like 20 of them instead of just one, right?
Yeah.
You know? And then Georgia got it. North Carolina got it. I think parts of South Carolina got it.
Tennessee, a lot of areas. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a rough, but I hope everybody's managing with that. And the rumor is that they're running out of FEMA money. They better get some more because we're not done with hurricanes. That's for sure.
Yeah, but this is Sandra. I met her a few years back through my friend Aaron.
Nice to meet you, Sandra.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't want to forget. Good luck. Hope everything's okay with your girlfriend.
Oh no, it's fine.
Like she's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I mean she's struggling right now, but hopefully she'll get through.
She's able to eat. She has somewhere to stay, obviously.
Yes,
Good.
of course, for sure.
Good.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, on to Sandra. Welcome to the show. Glad you were able to come out. I'm excited to talk to you about what you do. But why don't you go ahead and just start talking a little bit about how you got started with the books and you're working with Joe. How did you guys meet?
So me and Joe first met, it was about 2-3 years ago. I was approached by my friend Aaron, our mutual friend Aaron, he knew a guy who was like, oh, he needs to.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
He needs to illustrate he needs help with illustrating the book, and I was like, sure, I'll take it, And then we just met, and it also got me into like doing watercolors, and we've been working since then.
That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she actually
hold it up.
Her and Aaron, who edited this photo, who edited the book. She created all the illustrations. This was the first kind of watercolor of that illustration, which is pretty awesome. They signed it for me, and it says Henry the Hyper Hippo on there, which is the book that she created every image for.
My nieces and nephew know the book well, actually. I wanted to tell you that, but I wanted to wait till we got on the air. So it's pretty awesome to have you here. And I'm sure I'll send them the podcast. I don't know if they're listening to it because they're on the East Coast, so they're probably in bed already.
That's awesome.
Or getting ready to go to bed. But yeah. So you are do you do any writing too, or are you just focused on illustrating?
Mostly I do illustration, but now I'm doing writing. I originally wanted to be a writer, and now I'm writing my own comic books with Joel and Tusk. And then I'm writing one called Spirits of the West, which is based on a short film I did a couple of years back, and just expanding the story. Hopefully it'll be 30 to 40 pages. It'll be a comic book that I wrote and drew.
Oh, I love comic books. I was just at a show. Oh, I was going to mention that at the top of the show. I just did, and thank you very much to the Crown Antique Mall in Crown Point, Indiana, for having us. Had a little booth there and talked about the show a little bit. But I was there, speaking of illustrating, doing films and all that. I was there to sell toys,
Nice.
of images of your book and stuff like that, cool little trinkets. And but it was cool to talk to people about being on the radio, and I was of course promoting what we're doing here tonight and in general. And then I got to meet the Hammer Fred Williamson, football player, actor. He's in a bunch of stuff. So, that would probably be right up your alley, these types of shows, because they had all kinds of cool, like, children's toys and stuff, and books. They had a lot of books, which I was surprised about. I didn't think there'd be any kind of stuff like that, but there were stacks and stacks of them in some of these booths, and children's books. I'm not saying I saw yours there, but some similar.
That's awesome.
Anyway, so
I was going to say, if ours is there, that's not right.
Well, why not? It can be older.
Well,
it isn't old.
If it was there now, I'd be very frustrated.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's still new. Right. Good point.
It has not been released.
Yeah, so it's not out there officially yet.
Yeah,
right?
so if it
we're
was,
kind
I'd
of
be
releasing
angry.
it, quote unquote, tonight, showing the pictures and stuff. I guess it's okay. You gave him the picture to show, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The original illustration cover, and I also have a digital copy, but this is the OG one, so I want to give it to him.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. It's awesome, and I'm so grateful for it, and that it's framed. I remember when you first showed it to me at the Starbucks, like you brought it there, and
this is going to be a book one day, Joe.
yeah. So
I'm excited to hear that.
I basically gave her the book, and we planned out a payment like times like throughout the months following, and then she created all the images for, I believe it was 23 pages.
Yeah, 23.
That's pretty awesome. When is it coming out?
We're hoping to get it out before Christmas. Aaron is currently finishing up the final editing for it, and we are going to get it released as soon as possible.
Okay, so maybe one day it will be at the toy shows. Everybody's going to have it. That's the plan, at least.
Yeah, I've got a lot of friends that are looking to get it into schools, and I'd hope to get some of her comics into schools with that. Just kind of like help get your books in to the same places that I can get my book.
Ah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So your
That's cool.
background, obviously, you do some acting as well, then, I guess.
I just recently got into it. It was more, I always wanted to do it for a while, but I was always afraid of going up on stage because of anxiety and stuff. But then I'm like, that's something I was wanting to do. I was already doing animation, and I would took like 2 acting classes there. It was like you took dialogue, and then you had to like act it out, and then you have to animate it. And so I wanted to try it. I used to grow up watching a lot of like Matt TV or SNL. Matt TV was my favorites.
Of
So
course.
I always thought Mad TV was better than SNL.
Oh yeah,
but
Matt
so
TV
much
is
better.
better. Oh yeah, it was funnier.
I wish it lasted longer than what was
Yeah.
it, like 8 years or whatever.
I know, I was really disappointed. But so I watched that, and I don't know, I always wanted to do like comedy, and I just started creating these little skits on my YouTube channel called Black Knight Studios. And it's and I just started creating this character called Sandra Richardson, and just I don't know. And then I did my first short live action short film with Joe Brunker over here. I played
Nice.
Yeah. It's
So
cool.
so when you say you did it yourself, you're like using computer animation or the cell drawing, kind of like that picture, or it's all computerized now?
It's all computerized. I did it all on the computer, but now I do like live action, so I just film myself on the iPhone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about like for
Oh,
the
yeah.
animation stuff.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
You wouldn't have drawn it by hand anymore, right? They don't do that, or do they?
You can still do it, but not anymore. You just sketch out ideas, and it's all done digitally afterwards.
It's amazing how
Yeah.
that takes over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you initially sketch it out on paper, and then you just kind of load in your thoughts on that in a sense, or you scan it?
So I usually, sketch it out, sketch out my ideas, and then I put them on the computer mostly, and then I put ink it, color it, and do everything digitally.
Oh, that's really cool.
I mean, they do have sketch pads on the computer now too, where you just use the little
Yeah, I've
stylus.
seen
So, I
that.
mean, you don't even need paper.
Yeah, I do that now. I transition more to it too now, so I haven't drawn too much on paper.
I like paper though.
But I do like paper better.
Do you use
I don't
tablet?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
okay.
I mean, it's funny we're talking about this because I just had a weird thing actually trying to get my producer some money here today. I was triple charged from my bank somehow. It's the app, the digital app. So I'm not exactly, I mean, I guess we're all in the digital age, but I kind of like the
I'm
old
not.
fashioned way.
I'm old school.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, she doesn't even have a cell phone, Libby.
Oh wow.
But we'll have to get her a cell phone one day. I don't know.
No, I
No, see?
protest. No.
But anyway,
Come on,
that's why I wanted to bring up. I like the old fashioned, sketching
Mhm.
stuff. Like I met Chuck Jones when I was a little kid, and I'm watching him do this whole panel. Chuck Jones was, a lot of things,
Oh,
but
I know.
mainly Warner Brothers stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, wow, he just did that freehand right there. He's got the panel ready to go. No digital. No film, just him drawing it out.
Oh no, I love doing stuff traditionally more. That's why this is very special. Like when I sketch that out or done it, like I like watercolors as well. So
Oh,
I do
cool.
prefer- yeah, it's
I mean,
better.
I guess the apps kind of can simulate
yeah,
that look,
more for
right?
commercial. Yeah, be able to do it, but
So have you been doing this like go back a little farther? When did you like really get into that? I think you started talking about, and I'll let you finish what got you into doing this. And how old were you when you started doing it? Like 5th grade, kindergarten?
It all started when I was around like 12, 11. So like I would grow up watching a lot of Toonami, so which is like this action network on Cartoon Network back in
Sure.
the day.
What was your favorite one?
Zatch Bell.
Zatch Bell.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't think I saw that cartoon.
Yeah, so that was by Makoto Reiko, who's one of my favorite manga artists growing up. So that's kind of what inspired me to kind of start drawing and writing originally. And I want to one day create a passion project about like lightning or about the elements.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's
So
the
I-
story.
I
12, that's a
love the like
start.
kind of anime sort of
Mhm.
that you bring with a lot of your drawings.
Thank you,
It's
thank
really
you.
cool, and that's kind of why it was cool to see you stretch into a different, like more cartoonish, like
Yeah.
hippo.
I know,
And,
yeah. I'm a big fan of Tom and Jerry and like any like Cartoon Networks. I guess I influenced a little bit anime. So it's like totally different. Like when I saw like the anime was totally different from the Western cartoons.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it has a little
Those-
bit of the. Is it Japanimation? Is that what they call it? I don't know what they call it.
They
Like
call it different things.
Yogi. I forget that one. That one's like it's a
I
little
don't even know
game
that
and stuff.
one.
Yogi Weegi Yogi. I forget what it's called.
I have
But-
no
I
clue
don't
what
remember
you were
that
trying
one.
to
Okay,
say.
like Sonic the Hedgehog. It looks kind of the art looks like Sonic
Yogi the
Hedgehog.
bear.
That's
No,
what I was thinking.
no. I just can't think of the name. It's Japanese style art. Is that kind of what influenced you? I guess is what you're saying.
Mhm.
Okay, because that cartoon on the Cartoon Network or whatever that
Yeah.
tune they got rid of a lot of them.
Oh yeah, I'm very sad they're gonna shut down Cartoon Network for by Warner Bros. So I'm very sad. I grew up on that.
They shut
stuff.
down the website already.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
they figure. I don't know what they're thinking. Where do you go for the cartoon on TV? I guess they figure everybody's on looking at old stuff. I don't know.
A lot of
Probably.
people have transferred over to Crunchyroll and
Mhm.
like other sort of like streaming sites.
But
where
again,
they can
that's
watch it.
digital online streaming. It's not a TV signal, quote unquote.
Yeah, most of the stations are if they do transfer, they transfer the station over to like the streaming sites.
I don't know. I guess I'm old fashioned, and you pay for this, but I like just to turn on the remote and Comcast is sending a signal, or whoever you got, whoever the Spectrum, whatever. But yeah, that's getting pricey. So I think that's what made everybody go to these apps. But again, look what happened. Now there's no Cartoon Network. It's depressing, actually.
So
I'm with you on that.
what's been your funnest freelance so far?
Oh, so recently I did 2 cover arts for my friend Brandy Blackman. You can also her name, and then she has an Instagram called Brandy Writes 11. So I had the opportunity to illustrate 2 books in an anime style, and
Nice.
so that was very exciting. And
Say her
um,
name again. What was that?
Brandy, her name is Brandy Blackman, and she has an Instagram account called Brandy Writes 11. You can
Got it.
follow her, and the books are gonna be, I believe, this week. That she told me that the link will be for a pre-order. So if anyone's hearing this or wants to watch or read some comedy, romance, anime influence styled writing, a light novel style, please follow Brandy Writes 11 and pre-order her books right now.
That's great.
Yeah.
Like another thing you're involved with is are you on that project too?
No,
No,
I'm
okay,
not.
not that one.
She does her own freelance, and
I'm
it's-
sure.
Yeah, that's where I like. That's why Erin reached out to me about her, and I remember telling her, I want it to be like a cross between the Berenstain Bears
Mhm.
and Arthur. So like image wise, so she kind of created it in that
That
format.
makes sense.
Yeah,
That's
that's
kind of
pretty
what
cool.
it does look like. So
Yeah.
she listened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very well. And she
Yeah.
created some amazing art that I can't wait to show.
I bet you people who are listening that are the younger audience like, what are the Berenstain Bears? Because that's I don't think I've seen books from them in a while.
It's either that. Oh, Little Critters. My bad. It wasn't.
Oh.
It wasn't Berenstain Bears. It was Little Critters that I told her
Okay,
about.
now that
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
understand. I don't know who they are, but I could get that a little more recent.
Little Critters was
inspiration.
early '90s.
But I definitely see
yeah.
Arthur.
Yeah. Early '90s was Little Critters.
Well, that's a while ago too. Then.
Yeah. They came out with a spree of them. Those were some of my favorite books growing up as a kid. So she just perfectly like crafted what I was trying to cross it between.
You guys have a lot in common, it sounds like.
Yeah.
We both love art.
I love it. I love like looking at art or anything like paintings, Renaissance paintings, like just anything. Pretty much, I just love looking at it, and I try and see if I can incorporate something from that to something that I'm doing.
You could lose yourself in the Art Institute for days, right?
Yes.
That's
gotta
one of
go
my
there.
favorite
It's
places to go
been
to.
3
I mean,
years.
I always think of the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where they're just standing there. I don't know if the camera. Yeah, I guess the camera can see it. They're standing there with their heads like this, and they're like doing the pose. I'm like, I actually did that when I was there a couple times, and not
Love
even
that.
thinking about imitating the movie. But yeah, I love going there.
I used to
I'm
work
with
for
you
a
guys on that.
trucker, and
What's that?
I used to work for a trucker, and we would do deliveries to the Art Institute in Chicago.
Ooh.
And like sometimes we would do pickups, and one time they were trying to help load this like massive piece onto our truck, and it was like they were trying to take it down the ramp, and we all tried. We all had to like push the thing back up. It was $1 million piece of art.
Oh
and
boy!
it almost got destroyed.
Oh
like,
my
and
gosh!
it wasn't even us. It was the people from the museum that almost dropped the thing. So we were like, like it was.
That's kind of
heavy.
interesting. Well, now we know what happens when some of it gets, why it's not in a spot, because you'll see like a, under repair or whatever, like they used to do with Mona Lisa all the time.
It was really cool being in the underground though of the Art Institute, because they've got like little paintings up on the wall still.
Were you able to get in there for free and see everything too?
No,
Just-
it was
just-
just the
just underground.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I went to the bathroom. It was nice.
Hey, you figure if you're delivering, they give you a chance to walk around a little bit. But I guess not. You're too busy not destroying the artwork. It sounds like so. Sandra can go look at it.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so more about you. So I guess you're doing all of this full time. I take it.
Not yet. I just do it more on this side right now. I have a day job.
Oh, okay. Is
Yeah.
it related?
No, it's not related.
Oh, bummer. I try to
wish.
make everything kind of sort of tie
One day.
in.
One day, but the goal is to do this for full-time living, make money off of my art, and have my own show, like be able to make my comics. I would love to like have it turn into an anime. That's kind of the dream. Have my own studio. Yeah.
Don't you have Sludge Monsters? That's what it called, right? Sludge Monster.
Yeah,
Or-
Tackle the Sludge Monster.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
another one. There's a couple ones.
What is
You
that?
just released that a couple months ago, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's another children's book we're talking about.
No, it's my own comic book.
Oh, the comic book.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, you can find it on any of her social media. She's got a website too.
Webtoons.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, go ahead. When I brought it up, what I was going to say that in a little bit, but where do we find you online?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram at Black Knight Studios. You can find me on Facebook, also Black Knight Studios.
Okay.
Mhm.
NIGHT, not like the night, but the day and night.
Oh, it's
OKN.
Oh, it is like the Knights of the Round
Knights.
Table.
Yeah, Knights.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I'm glad I said that.
King
Black Knight.
Arthur.
So, all right, it's 9 or so it's Black Knight. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was just saying it's Black Knight Studios
Got it. Okay.
and YouTube. My bad. And YouTube too.
And are there pages, even though that hasn't released yet, but I'm sure you probably got social media and a website set up for that stuff too.
There's an Instagram, but I haven't really updated it recently. But yeah, I basically was just kind of posting a couple of the pictures, not many, just because I don't want to reveal too much of her artwork before the book's even out.
This is like the super early release look at it, basically, then, because it's not ready
this
to
isn't
go.
digitized. Oh, the book's pretty much ready. It's just,
I'm talking about the book, yeah.
Yeah, the book's pretty much ready. It's just like formatting of the words that is being worked on by Aaron Wagner. Who's been helping us quite a bit. He's the one who introduced me to Sandra.
I got that part, but what else does he do? Is
he's editing and
he's
also
editing.
adding
Okay.
little side pictures. He added like
Got it.
about the author, about the illustrator. It's pretty cool what he's been doing with it.
It's a big project to do a book like that.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
definitely going to be something that I try to bring to schools, and because I want to not only show off her artwork, but also make kids feel less alone. Like because ADHD kids can definitely, or people with any sort of difference, they can just feel left out in the world.
Did you like have an inspiration for that when you talked about that? Okay, maybe certain colors or the way the pictures are to relate for people like have issues like that, or you probably didn't. That probably didn't come up, did it? Like how to make it look, based on what Joe was talking about, like for the schools specifically, or for people that have like they're distracted. I don't know.
I guess just make some fun colors. Like if I remember, I can't, but I remember. I'm trying to remember how we came up with the color palette. But I think I want to do something that was like natural. So I got into like watercolors, and I guess it'd be fun to make a blue hippo. I think that's what the inspiration was.
Okay.
I think because
All right.
like I want to make a cartoony, make it like stand out, make something that is that's attention seeking, that kids will want to gravitate towards.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, she made the parents and the doctor and all the friends, well, former friends, because he lost them all the
Yeah.
time. But it was
Feel
like,
bad for him.
Nice.
yeah. So she made them all so perfect, and it was really, it's going to be really cool for kids to read because it goes perfectly with the story.
So how long does it take to put that together then? Or how long did it take? I guess I should say, because you're pretty much done.
She's totally done with the illustration. It's just now the editing part. Yeah.
Okay. So how long did it take you to work on a project like that, like for a book?
Just my portion of it, right? Like
yeah,
that
like you're
illustrations.
doing the illustrations.
I remember when we originally did it was 3 months, about like 2 to 3 months, like getting between the payments, getting the sketching done, the thumbnail. So that was a long process to do that. And of course, things also could get delayed because but now it's finally getting released after 2 years. So that's
Life
really
gets in the
exciting.
way, right? Other projects,
other
I get
things.
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was in the band and so focused on that, lost kind of track of everything. Was just like kind of just in that mode of trying to.
You've only briefly touched on that on the air before. That's why I was like really surprised when you, I'm writing that book with them. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always glad to talk about it. Sandra killed it. Aaron is killing it right now, finishing it up. So
the reason that made me think about it is like with comic books, you say you're doing your own comic books. Does it also take that long? Because like with like DC, I'm a Batman guy, Superman.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a different comic book every few weeks, and now that it's digital, they even release them a little earlier. I mean, doesn't it take a while they have teams. I guess they're not just one or two people, but still.
It does.
If you had for your comic book, are you going to be able to release them like you would see a series, at the comic book store online?
Oh, I'd love to, because right now I'm working on a 5-page comic, but it takes time since I have a day job. It does, and I don't have a team at the moment. But I'm trying to get it released. Like if let's say when I made the Sludge Monster, for example, I wanted to get it to be like I set a release date and I kind of worked towards and just promoted it. But later down the road, I actually want to do something like a series, like the Passion Project I talked about.
Yeah.
It's been something since
That's what
I
I'm
was 12.
referring to.
About the
that's what I
elements,
want to
right?
do. Yes.
And then how long would it take you? I mean, it probably won't take you that long, like
No,
months.
no.
No,
but if I have
I was paying her in a time frame, so it was more of
Yeah.
like it was more based off of that process.
based on the
And-
job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for this one, if I would do it like by myself, I would want to have like a team of people working on like a comic, and I'd be doing this full time though, like kind of like mangakas do. Like I'm a big fan of like manga or the manga art.
Yeah.
And they usually
That's
have a
what I
team
was
of people.
trying to do. That's
Yeah,
Japanese,
or comics.
isn't it?
Yes,
That's what I
yes.
thought.
And then you got like DC, and they all have like teams of people working together, kind of like what we do at Joe. But like with this, like
They
if
have
I'd be doing-
I already know.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
tell you just from the credits
that's
in
why
the
I
book,
take
but I know
extra
people that
order,
that did work at DC. There's like 20 people,
Oh yeah,
and then the editors. I don't know how many editors they have, but
yeah.
and
But that's pretty
It's all
awesome.
about building, like
Mhm.
and
doing it all by
we-
yourself.
We
which
all
is
try
great.
to build each other up,
Mhm.
and grow each other in that
Yeah.
way.
Well, so now you've heard her talk about it in here. Now you got to help. You got to help with the comic.
I want to do it weekly. Like I want to do like a weekly release or bi-weekly release for like this passion project. But like right now, it's just more like one standalone stories I'm focusing on right now. Just getting used to the tools.
I
and
can't
stuff.
imagine all the work. It's a lot of work
It's a
just to
lot.
get a radio podcast, streaming radio
Mhm.
show together. I can
Oh, yeah.
imagine putting a book and a comic book together every week.
Honestly, if this
It's a
book
lot of work.
does well, I would love her to hire a team, and we would like kind of make a cartoon out of it. That's what I would love
like
to do.
like actual like
I know an
something you'd see on the
animator,
old
and I'd help
cartoon-
out.
like the old
Exactly.
Cartoon Network type cartoon, or just like brief little shorts or something like that.
It depends. Like it depends. Like I could see it being like a PBS show. Like that would be pretty.
So
kinda
30-minute
cool.
episodes
Yeah.
basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
I don't know. I based on the
Well, you're
storyline.
putting her on the spot. Are you ready for that?
I
Well, I
am
mean,
ready.
okay.
I've been ready to be part of an animation show my whole life. That's something I've
all right.
always just wanted to do, but
yeah.
never
Well,
really.
since 12 at least,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
okay.
since I was 12, writing and comics and anything.
And that's why I'm hoping to I'm gonna promote the heck out of this thing, just because yeah, I believe that the book will help people with ADHD, but I also would like to down the road make a series as well. I've started on the second one, just like writing wise. I've gotten like halfway through it, and then I want to kind of create a series where I introduce new animals with different
like a whole series, just
different
of its
disorders, kind of like
Great.
Winnie the Pooh did, where like Eeyore represented depression, like Winnie I forgot
Like
what
Charlie Brown cartoon.
Yeah,
Charlie Brown's
yeah.
kind of the
Oh,
same
yeah.
way. They bring in some different ones here and there. He started with
Exactly.
like 3 core, and then obviously Snoopy.
Yeah,
Um,
so that's kind of what I would love to do, and kind of incorporate that into Henry's own little world.
You're acting like you're just thinking about this now. Haven't you? You two have already talked about this, right? Off the air.
I know I've been writing about it, planning about it, and like if the book does well, that's what I'm hoping to get it to do.
Okay.
To where
But
I
you're
can
on board. My
afford to-
point is, she knows you want to do it too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'd like to
okay.
do the second one or whatever next book is coming.
Oh,
Right.
without a doubt. Yeah. I mean, once I release this one, I want to see how it goes. And, just want to kind of dive into that with that, because I haven't published one on paperback. I've just only published my books on Amazon.
Got it. Yeah, no paperback, more wide distribution. You mean instead of like a self-published kind of deal, right? That's what you're hoping for, I should say.
Yeah, I'd like to spread it more.
Yeah.
I'd like to get it out there, get a contract so that I can afford to,
Yeah.
Well,
continue to make animation.
You're talking about it on a pretty popular station with a pretty popular show, so I guess there you go. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, we all want to help each other, in
Yeah.
this world.
So to remind everybody, we're talking with Sandra. Say your last name again.
Rzeczyca.
See, I don't want to screw that up. And you can hold that up again. We're talking about the
Rzeczyca.
soon-to-release book.
Oh,
I got
So
close.
the title
Yeah, I
again,
got
go ahead.
close.
Is the title? What's the title?
Henry the Hyper Hippo.
Thank you.
Yeah.